be sorry to see him go. He's quite nice once you get to know him.
Well, then you'll be pleased to know that he isn't going anywhere.
Oh, come on, Meg. He wouldn't be satisfied being demoted from governor just to an ordinary officer.
What about deputy governor?
But you are deputy governor?
Was.
But they can't do
I'm
that.
afraid they just did. I would like you, well, the department, to reconsider the matter of deputy.
Why?
Well, I have nothing personal against Mr. Moran, but I've been deputy for a long time, and I've also been acting governor. Now, with Mrs. Reynolds coming back, I think I should stay on as deputy.
You have every right to put your objections in writing, of course. They'll be duly considered. But may I remind you, the department doesn't make its decisions lightly, Mrs. Morris, and we have very good reasons for the present arrangement of staff. Now, if you'll excuse me.
He didn't even listen.
Looks like Moran's got him wound round his little finger.
Well, they didn't seem that friendly to me.
Front. Moran's too clever. Wouldn't want us watching him lick Dwyer's boots, would he?
Oh, shut up, Joan. If Dwyer wants my objections in writing, he'll get it. The whole damn list.
Oh, Meg, could I see
No,
you?
later, Andrea. I've just been talking to Joyce.
Really? And I suppose you were bent over with pity for the poor little thing being driven to attack me.
God, drop the sarcasm. I've just about had you up to here.
Oh, really? I thought you might be quite well disposed today, seeing I got you reinstated.
Oh, for whose benefit?
Well, you seem quite happy to reap the benefit.
I've also had you lashing out at everyone.
Me lash out?
Yes, you. God, you've turned provocation into a fine art, haven't you? Now, of course she was upset. Who wouldn't be? You can forget that incident with Joyce and lay off her.
It's too late. I've already written the report.
Then tear it up.
Oh, like hell I will.
You will if you know what's good for you. Otherwise, I might just go to the police and tell them about the fire at the Bikey's house.
Fool if you did.
I know you lit it. We both know it. It was revenge, wasn't it?
Who'd believe you? The police are interested in fact, not fantasy.
Oh, the police mightn't, but the conquerors might.
Rubbish.
Think what the conquerors did to the Eagles when they thought they'd done it. Ooh, very nasty.
You haven't got the nerve, Morris.
Don't count on it. Someone's got to stop you. Now just tear up that report.
Reception. Yeah? Yes, I'll tell her.
That was Roger at the front gate. Apparently there's a young man here to see you. Says he's your son, Marty.
Hi.
Hi, yourself. Ah, just as well I don't mind surprises.
I've been meaning to write. I just haven't had much time lately.
I've heard that one before. How long you on leave?
I'm not.
Oh,
I've left the Navy, Mum. Decided I've had enough.
I thought you loved it.
Yeah, well, I did. But you've got to get sick of it sooner or later, all that water day in and day out.
Oh, well, suppose you're old enough to make up your own mind. Any idea what you're going to do?
No, I haven't really made up my mind yet. No rush. Well, are you glad to see me or not?
Well, of course I am. I can't get over the shock, that's all.
What about you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What are we standing out here for? I mean, have a cup of coffee. Got a lot of catching up to do.
Anyway, we had the time of our lives. Tropical paradise it was. Felt like modern-day Robinson Crusoe's.
Well, if the Navy's all that much fun, why did you leave?
I don't know. I was just feeling hemmed in, I suppose. Stuck on a ship most of the time.
What about all those exotic ports and seeing the world?
Yeah, fun the first time. I just found I was getting more and more bored. Wanted some freedom to try other things.
I see.
Hey, come on, you know me. I'll get a job.
All right, Mum, just shut up.
I've got a few ideas. Just want to take my time, see what's happening. I'll start checking the papers out tomorrow.
Fair enough. Well, so you'll be spending some time at home then?
Yeah, if it's okay.
Bet it's okay.
And tonight, I'll take you out and shout you to a slap-up dinner. Take your mind off your troubles.
What troubles?
I heard you're not deputy anymore.
Who told you that?
I, got talking to the gate guard while I was waiting for you to come out.
Oh, I see. Well, if we are to go out to dinner, we're to go Dutch, all right?
Hey, come on, I'm not broke. Can't afford to shout you a good meal. We'll have a great time. We'll relax, talk. We've got lots to catch up on.
Well, I'd love to hear more about what you've been doing in the Navy.
Told you most of it.
All you've told me is that you're leaving.
Look, I'm sorry if this sounds a bit blunt, but I am worried about having a mother and son together on the staff, to the point where I've contacted the department to see if they can make a late change to the postings.
And?
Well, they're considering it, but I got the distinct impression they weren't mad keen on the extra paperwork.
Talk about rotten timing. As if Mum hasn't got enough on her plate without having to worry about me.
I'm sure she'll be fine. I'm also sure it'd be better if she heard it from you.
I've been meaning to tell her, just waiting for the right moment.
Why shouldn't I be angry? I'm not a 2-year-old. You should have told me.
I didn't want to worry you.
Oh, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, something like that.
Why the corrective services?
One of the things I liked about the Navy was the discipline. Knowing where I stand and what's expected of me. I thought about the police force, but in the end it was you who tipped the scales for me. As a kid, I was always jealous of the amount of time you and Dad used to spend at the prison. I've finally woken up that it was because I realised how important it was to both of you. I was admiring you at the same time as fighting you.
I didn't know that.
I guess I was just never mature enough to admit it, not even to myself.
Marty, you know what happened to your father. Now, are you sure that deep down you're just not trying to, oh, I don't know, avenge his death somehow? I mean, a prison officer can't afford...
Positive. It's taken me a long time, but I've finally come to terms with his death. Sure, I used to dream about going in and paying back the prisoners who killed him. But now I think differently. I know that would be letting the both of you down. I mean, the whole idea is to rehabilitate them, not harden them, isn't it?
You've really given this a lot of thought, haven't you?
Yeah. And I think I've made the right choice.
I want you to promise me one thing.
What?
That you'll come and talk to me again after you've done your in-service training. I think you might feel a little differently after you've had to deal with some of these people.
That's another thing I had to tell you, Mum. I'm doing my in-service training at Wentworth.
Rodney, the women are bored, and a blast from you isn't going to stop them playing jokes. You've got to learn to take it in your stride if you want to be a successful officer. Now, loosen up. Learn to laugh at yourself a little.
I don't think I'm funny.
I'd hate to be fighting those fires tonight. It'd be dreadful, especially if the wind does turn.
Oh, don't. Marty's volunteered.
Me and my big mouth.
It's all right. I'm just being an overprotective mother.
According to the reports, they're keeping the volunteers to the low-risk area.
Have you heard from Marty yet?
No, I haven't. As a matter of fact, if he calls in, would you contact me at the McCormick house?
The McCormick
Oh, it's a
house?
long story, but Nancy McCormick's asked me to visit her daughter-in-law. I went there last night, but she wasn't home.
Oh, well, Marty's probably just having a rest somewhere.
No, he's not at home. I've been there.
Well, perhaps he couldn't get through to you on the phone.
Oh, I hope so.
You're worried about him, aren't you?
More than I care to admit.
Yes, well, he's probably just gone along to the hall where everyone's billeted and getting some rest.
Well, if he does contact you, would you buzz me?
Of course. Now stop worrying me.
Don't waste time. Just tell me.
I had a call from the Country Fire Authority. There's nothing definite.
Oh, for God's sake, tell me.
He's missing. Marty was out all night. There was a very bad front going through a heavy forest area. They said he spent the whole night right up in the hardest hit sector, doing a hell of a job.
And?
They found a body this morning burnt beyond recognition.
Oh, my God.
They don't know yet, Meg. They don't know anything for sure. Just be prepared in case.
Meg, there's no sense in going up there. There's nothing you can do.
I've got to find out what's happened.
You'll only be putting yourself in danger.
Well, I can't just sit here.
Look, I'm expecting to hear from Dan at any minute.
Dan?
Remember I told you he's coordinating the bikie volunteers? He's in the thick of it. I've left a message for him to call urgently.
I just feel so helpless.
I know. But if you go up there, you'll be another person in the way. At least wait until I hear from Dan.
Oh, all right. But if we don't soon, I'm going to have to find him myself.
According to a CFA spokesman, there is little hope
There's
of
this old
controlling
bloke
the
who's
fire
lived next door to us. He knew a lot about horses. He taught me all sorts of things.
Oh, yeah, told you the better ones with 3 legs, didn't he?
Mrs. Morris, are you going to be here for long?
Figure continues to mount.
Mrs. M, are you all right?
People are dead and many
just
others
thought.
unaccounted for.
Mr. Jackson's out there helping fight these fires.
Many
Oh,
others
yeah.
have narrowly escaped
Oh,
death or
don't
serious
worry,
injury.
Mrs. M. You'll be okay.
Meanwhile, there seems at this stage little danger of the fire
Missing?
spreading towards more
Mr.
heavily
Jackson?
populated areas.
I don't know
However,
where
a
he is.
spokesman emphasised that any sudden
He's out
change
there
in wind
somewhere.
direction could create major new threats and advised all residents of potential danger areas to take every possible precaution.
Can I speak to you for a moment?
What's happened?
Let's talk in my office.
No. What's happened? Is it Marty?
We don't know yet. That's what they want you for.
Who?
I've had a call from the police. They still haven't identified all the victims. They want to know if you... how do you feel about going up there, seeing if you can recognize any personal effects? You don't have to, Meg, if you don't feel up to it.
No, I'll go. At least that way I'll know.
Well, I'm off duty in a few minutes. Can I come with you?
I'll arrange for someone to take you up.
No, I'll drive. We'll go now. The sooner I know, the better. I had a look through everything. There's nothing there of Marty's.
Oh, thank God.
He said there's nothing more we can do except wait and hope.
What area was he working in?
The eastern sector, that's where it's worst. They said he got cut off from his squad and no one's seen him since.
Excuse me, Mrs. Morris?
Yes, that's me.
This is Mrs. Douglas and her daughter,
Lucy.
From what we can find out, Mrs. Douglas was the last to see your son.
You saw Marty?
Look, why don't you tell Mrs. Morris what happened? I've got to get back.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I don't have very good news.
But you saw him?
We were... Lucy and I. The fire was all around where we were, but our house didn't seem to be directly in danger, so I told Lucy to stay inside.
I was awful scared.
Well, where did you see him?
He just appeared.
Just him by himself?
He was looking for his squad. Then the house just went. Lucy inside. She screamed. He ran straight in. He got her out without a scratch. He wasn't hurt either. It was a miracle. But then there was a misunderstanding.
What misunderstanding?
Well, Lucy started to run back into the house. She was calling out for Cindy. Your son grabbed her and gave her back to me to hold. And before I could explain, he ran back into the house.
Cindy was still inside.
And the house collapsed. He didn't come out.
But you said there was a misunderstanding.
He must have thought that Cindy was another little girl. She's Lucy's dog.
The worst of it's over in the area where Marty was. They're sending in a team now to see how things are.
I want to go with them.
Meg, you can't.
I'm Marty Jackson's mother. I want to go with them.
Sorry, Mrs. Jackson, it's too dangerous.
Oh, they're going.
They're experienced firefighters, Meg.
That's right. Look, I understand how you feel, but we can't take the risk, huh?
I'm his mother.
Meg, if he's still alive, they'll have a much better chance of finding him without
Don't
you.
patronize me. The whole place was an inferno. I want to be there. Oh, I have to be.
I'm trying to raise you, Blake. Your radio's up.
Did you find him? Marty.
Hi. Anyone around here in the market for a dog?
Cindy!
You all right?
Never better. Cup of tea wouldn't go astray there.
During a riot once...
Mum and Dad talk
No,
about
it's all right. It's not when your father was killed. It was another one, years later. When it happened, I remember being absolutely petrified. I know what it must have been like for you. It takes guts to overcome something like that.
it. Means a lot to hear you say that.
Well, when you were missing, I thought I'd never get the chance to tell you. You're all I've got in the world, Marty. And I couldn't ask for more.
Hello there. I thought you'd be gone by now.
No, I offered to stay to see the women off to Barnhurst.
Silly girl. Should have let a junior do that.
I'm sorry if I sounded rude earlier. Just put it down to a hectic night.
Yes, I think it's got us all a little on edge. Still, it's good to relax.
I'll say. I'm sorry to bother you at this hour, but I was wondering if you'd reconsider that report on Marty. He does tend to get a little headstrong at times.
Like his mother, eh?
Well, I certainly know he'd never do anything to jeopardise his career. He loves his work, and he will make a damn good officer, given the chance.
I see. Well, we're both due off. Why don't we go over to the local and discuss it under more congenial surroundings?
No, I'm sorry.
We could drink to your son's future and enjoy ourselves at the same time.
I'm sure we could, Mr. Craven. But I'd much rather discuss this as one professional to another.
Oh, dear. Then I'm afraid your little Marty could have a problem. Think about it.
And what's more, I don't want to hear of a similar situation again, or I'll take it straight to the department.
I would have thought better of you, Mrs. Morris.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I do get the chance to tell my side of the story, don't I?
Of course.
Well, put it down to what you will. Mother's protective instinct, maybe, but this woman blatantly offered herself to me, so I dropped the charges against her son.
That's a lie!
Actually, I was quite surprised at such tactics from a woman of her standing, but you can rest assured, Mrs. Reynolds, that I won't be taking her up on the offer.
How dare you?
It's all right, Mrs. Morris. Wait outside for a moment, would you?
Totally disregarded my orders, Morris.
I did no such thing. You refused permission for me to do anything about Jones, so I contacted someone who could.
I told you to leave it to the police.
I suppose it does put you in rather a dim light, doesn't it?
It has nothing to do with it. I will not have my officers disobeying orders and going behind my back.
Jones could have been shot, the boy injured. Would you have wanted that on your conscience?
My conscience has nothing to do with you. I run this prison, and if you can't fit into my system, I'll have you out of here so fast your head will spin, Morris.
If that means totally disregarding all respect for the women, then you'll be doing me a favour. Ferguson.
Where the hell are they taking her?
Ingleside.
No! Laurie, come on, snap out of it. Laurie, listen to me, we're running out of time. Laurie, come on. You can do it, kid.
What the hell? Just wait outside, will you?
Of course, Miss Ferguson.
I will see you two in my office after you've taken Connors to solitary.
Oh, what? Connors had my permission to be here.
Not mine.
I'm sorry, but at least she was starting to get a response.
Well, I hope the trouble you're in was worth it. Put her back with the other women, and I will see you both in 5 minutes.
It's quite obvious you're doing everything in your power to stop her recovery. Now, what is it, Joan? Are you frightened she'll retract her story and Anne'll be cleared?
You're not going to get away with that, Morris.
And you won't either. Unless you do something about it, Joan, we'll see to it that something does happen.
You haven't got a leg to stand on. Now, if you stir up any trouble, I will come down so hard on the both of you, you'll ricochet out of the service. Now, get out of here.
Gladly.
All right, you two, you've finished your shifts. Pack your things and get out of here. The rest of you, get on about your business.
Well, she won. Place is all hers now.
Oh, Meg, she made me feel like dirt.
I hope this isn't goodbye for long.
Bye.
Margaret Morris is a long-serving senior officer at Wentworth Detention Centre, where the scenes you just saw were filmed earlier this week. Mrs. Morris, why have you decided to talk to us tonight?
Because I don't know any other way to stop it. A lot of good people have devoted years of their lives trying to make the prison system fair and just. Now, all this could be lost if the things that are happening today are allowed to go on.
Can you give us some specific examples?
Yes. Over the past few weeks, a male prisoner has been shot and killed. The Blackmore facility has been burnt out in a riot. Wentworth inmates have been bashed and raped. There is a woman now in Ingleside due to certain persons trying to cover up what is happening. And all because of the actions of one man.
Can you name that man?
Yes. Ernest Craven, former governor of Blackmore. But there are others like him in the service. And the only way to stop them getting into positions of power is to let the public know what is happening. Now, it may not stop them altogether, but at least it'll make it harder for them.
Then just how much hope do you hold for the future of the prison system?
Oh, a great deal. As long as there are people like Anne Reynolds in responsible positions, it is people like her give us all hope. Unfortunately, the department doesn't always appreciate that. And we're all hoping that Anne Reynolds will be reinstated as governor. Now
Good
the
old
truth has
Meg.
come out.
That's one more thing
Hopefully
I owe her
tonight's
honor to be
program
able
might
to
have helped
repay. Meg, as a senior officer with the department, you should have informed me of Marty's involvement with Marsh the minute you knew about it. Then I could have done something about it.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Conflict of interest, I suppose. Mother versus senior officer.
You know I'll do all
yes,
I
Anne,
can.
I know. But it's a police matter now, isn't it?
I heard about Jackson getting busted. Some setup, eh?
They found heroin in his locker now.
Where'd they get that from? Jackson's as straight as a die.
Rita, I need your help. It's got to be an inside job.
Yeah, well, that's obvious. Whoever did it got spike stone, too.
But there's no proof, and we've got to have proof. I mean, the police are with him now, and I'm really worried.
Look, even if I got a lead on this, I couldn't lag anyway.
There's got to be some way around that. Something you could tell me without breaking the code. I mean, he's a good officer, you know that.
Yeah, he is. I can't let them get away with doing that to Spike either. I'll see what I can find out, worry about the lagging later.
She hasn't got a habit. Then why is she in the infirmary having withdrawals? I'm sorry, Jackson. You're under arrest. I'm charging you with possession.
Tomorrow morning. Oh, could you give me any idea how much his bail could be? Oh, that's ridiculous. Yes. All right, I'll ring again later. Thank you. Marty's to be locked up overnight, and his bail could be as much as $20,000. Now, where on earth can I get that kind of money?
Well, they do come down very hard on drug offenders, Meg.
Marty is not a drug offender.
Well, I know that, but you must calm yourself. Don't get so upset.
Upset? My son could go to jail for years simply because he was getting in someone's way. Well, they won't get away with it. I'm going to find out who set him up, even if I have to tear this place down with my fingernails.
Meg, you're going to have to stop.
Stop? Stop what?
Stop getting so upset. Some of the others, the officers, they don't like it. They say you've been harassing them, and they really don't like it.
They don't like it? One of their colleagues has been unjustly accused, and they can't even answer a few simple questions. Oh, Marty will be so delighted to hear about the support from his so-called friends. Well, you can all go to hell. They say when you're in trouble, you find out who your real friends are. Well, obviously, in this place, Marty and I haven't even got
That's not true. Mervyn and I have been very good friends to you over the years. You are not being fair.
I'm sorry, Joyce.
That's all right. Truth will out, Meg.
Let's hope so. How's Marsh?
Oh, Sister Hawes says she'll be all right in a day or so.
Blast that girl. Why couldn't she have stayed in Blackmore? And yet you claim you're innocent, that you shouldn't even be in here.
But I am. And you either live by the rules or you die by them.
You know you'll have more time added to your sentence. And Marty, your friend, will go to prison for something he didn't even do.
I'm sorry.
Sorry? Sorry for ruining his
Mrs.
life?
Morris, I think
Margaret,
perhaps...
I am pleading for my son's life. Please don't do this to him. Stand on the white line.
Oh, you're really enjoying this, aren't you?
Stand on the line.
All right. Do it, Morris. Come on, I'm here. Do it.
Your name?
Ferguson. Joan Ferguson. What comes next, Morris? Hey, what comes next? You must think all your birthdays have come at once. You must really be enjoying...
It's that way now.
Let's leave them alone.
You sure?
Positive.
Goodbye. Thanks for everything. You've been marvelous.
Keep in touch.
Oh, Sid told me all about them. He loved the azaleas.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh,
They're lovely, Mrs. Jackson. Hey, it's Mrs. Morris now, remember?
now I don't want you to say anything. I just want you to take it.
I loved him. I could have married him.